Yes, hi, hello, very good evening once again. Welcome back to the session, everyone. This is your mentor Kabilan. So, in this session, we'll be seeing reading comprehension lesson one. To give you a brief introduction about the reading comprehension. The most important topic which we really need to concentrate for TANCET, you'll be getting you'll be getting two or three most expectedly, but every year if you try to see, mostly it will be of four sets, நாலு set இருக்கும், and each set will be made of 5 questions. Okay, that's how it will be. Maybe the distribution can also differ for this year. Okay, it may be 7 plus 7 plus 6, or it may be 8 plus 8 plus 4, whatever the case may be. So you can expect 3 sets or 4 sets, or even 5 sets also. So we cannot tell that 100%. But what more important when it comes to reading comprehension is that, before getting into the session, let me quickly introduce about myself. So my name is Kabilan and I'm a mechanical engineer with 3 years of teaching experience in the field of management exams. I've also converted various Indian Institute of Managements. Okay. So if you personally like my videos and stuff, kindly don't forget to follow our Telegram channel TANCET MBA, and also you can watch all my special class videos exclusively free in Unacademy Learning App as well. யாரெல்லாம் லைவ்ல இருக்கீங்களோ, just kindly give me a hi or a thumbs up in the live chat so that I can able to acknowledge everybody. Yes. Hi Kirti, hi JK, welcome back guys. Yes. So most importantly, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel Unacademy CAT for MBA, and also our Telegram channel TANCET MBA. Okay. And talking about the Unacademy Plus subscription, for anybody who is really interested to take CAT 2021, you can literally go for Unacademy Plus subscription. Just by using my discount code of KABI10, you'll be getting absolute 10% off, so that your final tariff for 1 year it's going to be 15,750, and for 2 years it is 18,900. Okay, so யாருக்கெல்லாம் interest இருக்கோ, or if some of your friends or anybody who is really interested to take up Unacademy Plus subscription, you can just use my discount code and get it benefited. Okay, only last few days are left for this 10% discount. So you can subscribe today, and with that, let's keep learning. And most importantly, the announcement for the Unacademy Combat Challenge. Every week there is a scholarship test happening in Unacademy. That is, you can register it freely just by using my unlock code of KABI10, so that you can take up the scholarship test. And if you're top among 100, definitely you can win scholarships which is up to 28 plus lakhs, right? And most importantly, your ranking will be compared with the India's life board. So definitely the questions will also be curated by the topmost experts, and after the test, proper detailed video solutions will also be provided for your test patterns. So definitely it will be much more useful for you. And the next test, it is happening on the 21st of Feb, the time exactly at 12 p.m. Okay, so this is all about the Unacademy Combat Challenge. You can start registering now. And also here we have the testimonials for CAT 2020, with absolute 99 percentile. And if you aspire to be one for the next year, you can quickly enroll in our batches which have already started. So 13th of Feb, you'll be having the weekend batch for CAT, and 15th it's going to be for the weekday evening batch, and 16th it is verbal ability and RC expert batch. Okay, so with this short note, let's enter into the session for today. That is the reading comprehension. Okay, very important. So right from schooling, there will be one subject called English 2, if I'm not wrong, where you'll be dealing with grammars and comprehension stuff. So what comprehension actually it is, you'll be given a passage. You need to completely go through that passage, and based on that passage, you'll be given a set of questions. So we need to completely sort out each and every question and get the right option out of 4 or 5 given to you. Okay, that's how the typical reading comprehension will be. But most importantly, what we need to remember is what are all the nuances that we need to follow while doing reading comprehension. The first and prime most important point which you really need to remember is you need to go for a fast reading. Very, very important to remember. That is, see, the things which I'm trying to list out in points or all the tips which you can really keep it in mind while doing questions from reading comprehensions. Okay, so first important point which you really need to keep in mind is the fast reading, which means you would have seen the previous year question papers also when it comes to TANCET. அதில் எல்லாமே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா you'll be having 2 or 3 paragraphs compiled. ஒரு 3 இருந்து 5 paragraph. So that itself will take one complete page. So what you should accordingly plan, no? You need to go for a fast read. You should not simply concentrate on is, was, that, nothing like that. First of all, you need to go for a fast read. You should not slow read. That is the ultimate strategy. Second important thing, you should not don't go for multiple reads. That is really, really important. That is, let's say if you're starting with the first word of a passage, you need to make sure that when you come to the last word of the passage, you compile and figure out each and everything which has been absolutely depicted in the passage in your mind. You should not, let's say for example, if you are going for the questions part and if you are reading the second question and again you want to come back to the passage and read, find where it is exactly, don't do this, childish mistake, because a lot of people, when they go for multiple reads, now that will directly influence your time consumption, which means this will directly influence your time efficiency. நீங்க எவ்வளவுக்கு எவ்வளவு திரும்பி திரும்பி போய் அதே பேசேஜை படிக்கிறீங்களோ அவ்வளவுக்கு எவ்வளவு you are taking too much of time to solve a single set. Okay, so கொடுத்திருக்க 20 questionல if you have 20 questions, you need to make sure that you need to sort out all these 20 questions from comprehension in 20 minutes. That should be your ultimate strategy. Okay, to the maximum I'm talking about. Okay, to the maximum. So you should not go for multiple reads. Maybe 1 or 2 read is okay, but definitely you should not exceed beyond 2. Okay, that is very more important when it comes to reading comprehension. And most importantly, reading comprehension, they will not be giving you a lot more factual data. Not to be very clear, you will not be given a lot more factual data, factual things. We need to have a wholesome idea about how to approach or how to get a wholesome bird's eye view about the passage. That is really, really important. Okay, so wholesome idea, getting the wholesome idea is very, very important. Okay, so these 4 important points I would like to put forward when you are a beginner and you don't know இது எப்படி சார் காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷனா நான் எப்படி அப்ரோச் பண்றது, எனக்கு வந்து ஐடியாவே இல்ல. Definitely I have no idea how to approach comprehension and how to decode the answers for the respective questions based on the passage. அப்படின்னா keep these 4 things in mind. And most importantly, fifth point I forgot to mention, the most important point which we really need to remember is practice. Do practice as many comprehension questions as you want. Okay, at least you need to practice 100 sets for sure. If you really want to crack all the 20 questions given in reading comprehension for your TANCET 2021, which is some 30 days down the line, in the 30 நாள்ல try to make sure You practice 100 sets. Sir, in the 100 sets can I where will I get 100 sets? You no need to worry. Simply, surf internet. You'll be having plenty of comprehensions. You can literally take one and do practicing. Just by practicing more and more and more and more, you improve the possibility of fast reading. See, fast reading na speed up படிக்கிறது மட்டும் கிடையாது. Something like what? Speed up படிக்கும்போதே you get all the datas and soulful ideas of the passage in mind. That's really important. And most importantly, இதை தவிர்த்து if I want you to provide, if I want you to get some alternative source of study, go for reading articles in newspapers. That also will literally help you. For example, if you take Hindu newspaper, get a Hindu English newspaper, and if you try to open the center page of that Hindu newspaper, the center page exactly, you will be given editorials. You will be given editorials like in a form of articles. Try to read out that. Okay, after reading the news, editorials, make sure you get something collectively in head about the editorial. Come on. So this is my first set one. Either based pani, I have compiled some 5 questions. Okay, I have compiled some 5 questions. So try to go through the complete passage first. And if you have a pen and paper, you can literally take a note of it. Whatever you want to take a note of it, you can take a note of it. And after that, we'll quickly enter the questions part. Okay, we'll enter the questions part. So come on. Just go for it. I hope this is sort of visible for everybody. Font இன்னும் பெருசு பண்ணிருக்கலாமா? Because the screen size is this only. Somehow I need to compile and make it crisp. That's why I reduce the font size. I hope this is visible. Yeah. Fine. 3. Hi Naveen. Hi Dhanush. Welcome guys. Welcome to the live chat. So you can feel free to ask me whatever doubts you have in between the session. I'll be very much happy to help you out. Okay. So good. நான் சொன்ன அந்த 5 பாயிண்ட்டுமே நல்லா தெளிவா மைண்ட்ல வச்சுட்டு try to go through this. Okay. So இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். This is how your comprehensions will be in your exams. Okay. Some random topics they will give you. You cannot 100% predict what topic or which field they will be asking. You cannot predict it. They can ask you politics, social science. They can ask you a passage related with history, geography, polity, or environment. Whatever they wish, they will be asking you. Or current affairs also. Sometimes they will be asking you in comprehensions. Okay. So something which will be really useful for the mankind, they will be putting it in the comprehension. Okay. So that's not part of the business, but just for the sake I'm telling you. Okay. Come on. So better not talk too much. Let's try to go for the complete analysis of the given passage first. Hi Anu, welcome to the session. I hope this is sort of visible to everyone, no? Font size ரொம்ப குட்டியா இருக்குதால தெரியலையா யாருக்குனா? If anybody facing that issue, I hope this is sort of visible to everyone. Yeah. So தெரியலனாலும் கொஞ்சம் லைட்டா ஸ்கிரீனை zoom பண்ணி பாத்தீங்கன்னா it will be, or if you put it in the landscape and watch a video, it will be fine, I guess, right? Come on. And you can ask me a question, sir. Let's say one passage, let's say you have a comprehension, and in the passage you'll be having 5 questions, right? You'll be having 5 questions based on this passage. You can ask me, sir, how much time we can take ideally to read this complete passage. அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, you have 5 questions down. Okay, make sure if you take 30 seconds, to sort out one question, அப்போ 5 questionக்கு you'll be taking 2.5 minutes, right? You'll be taking 2.5 minutes. If that is the case, அப்போ மீதி the next 2.5 minutes you need to take it for reading the passage, which means in a total of 5 minutes we need to make sure that we completely do justice for the given set. That's it. Okay, நான் சொல்றது புரியுது, உங்களுக்கு புரியுதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 2 நிமிஷம் படிங்க, and then which means you need to completely go through the passage. After that we need to take the next 2.5 minutes for sorting out all the 5 questions based on the given passage. That's it. Okay, come on, I hope you guys would have done this. படிச்சிட்டீங்களா? Or you need some more time? I'll try to summarize it. Yes, Raghav, this is for you. So I'll quickly try to summarize the 5 points which you really need to keep in mind. Listen very carefully when you are a beginner. Okay, நீங்க வந்து beginner-ஆ இருக்கீங்க, this is the first time you are trying to approach a comprehension part அப்படின்னா, the first important thing is make sure you go for a fast read. Fast read means சீக்கிரமா படிக்கணும். That is, you should not concentrate on each and every words given in the passage, which means is what that இதெல்லாம் நீங்க முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுக்க தேவையில்லை. The second important thing, and first fast reading lay, make sure that fast reading that doesn't mean you read it fastly. It should be accompanied with what? You need to fast read at the same time. You need to get all the factual data and the soulful idea of the passage in the mind. That is important. Second important point is don't go for multiple reads, which means திரும்ப படிக்க கூடாது. For example, if I'm reading the second question and if I got a word, somewhere like pick out the correct statement or something, I should not go for Begum Jan and see where Begum Jan is being iterated and what it actually conveys. We should not do something like that. You should not go for multiple reads in one single go. You need to get a wholesome, soulful idea of the passage. And fifth important thing is practicing it at least a minimum of 100 sets of comprehension within a time span of 30 days. I think you hardly have 30 days for your exam, correct? இன்னும் 30 நாள் தான் இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Yeah, March 20 is your exam, I guess so. Yeah, so you have 30 days ideally. Make sure you practice at least a minimum of 100 sets. So in the 5 points மட்டுமே if you try to keep in mind, definitely comprehension will be a cakewalk for you. Okay, so come on guys. So let me just go for a complete single read now. Yeah, I'll try to read it along with you. Okay, I hope you guys would have finished it, but let me go from my side. Okay, so Ismat Chagati celebrated masterpiece Lihaf needs to be analyzed under the interwoven themes of marriage, subjugation of women and the oppression and neglect of female sexuality and desire. Here in our typical style, Chuttai raises important questions on marriage as an economic and social expertise, the socially constructed subordinate role of women in marriage, her sexual fantasies and frustrations and her subsequent sense of loneliness. The fact that Nawab installed her, that is Begum John, okay, her stands for Begum John, okay, in the house along with furniture, highlights how the institution of marriage commodifies women and reduces them to the object of mere business transaction. And Chuttai criticizes the mercenary aspect of marriage that dehumanizes women to fulfill societal obligations and the aspirations of upward mobility. So Begum John was married off to Nawab by her family in spite of their age difference, so as to rid themselves of the financial burden and the social taboo of having an unmarried woman in the house. So moreover, since Begum Jan's family was poor in her marriage to rich and influential Nawab, they saw an opportunity to gain economic favor. The status accorded to marriage is an unbreakable social norm. An unquestionable obligation is also dealt with the short story. It was and it was has been till today one of the most important and absolutely essential tenets of the society. Even the Nawab, irrespective of his immense power and formidable position, had to marry, although the opposite sex held no appeal for him, owing to his mysterious hobby. And in the process, it was condemned to a life of confinement and subjugation. He never displayed any interest in his wife's life, her wishes, her desires, problems, and in fact, completely neglected and dismissed their presence in his life. So Begum John was just his social stamp of approval, a heterosexual cover to escape ridicule and suspicion of society for his inborn homosexual orientation. Beyond that, the Nawab totally forgot her presence. So, in conclusion, it can be said that the redeeming feature of this story, however, lies in the fact that Chuktai does not leave Begum Jan in this state of complete desolation and immense depression, but allows her the agency to make a bold choice of homosexuality in indulging with the maidservant Rabu, who pulled her back from the brink, irrespective of whether the story in the end endorses homosexual behavior or not. The very fact that Begum John is allowed some sort of sexual autonomy in the midst of social confinement, subjugation, repression, and social ridicule, it leaves behind an emphatic message. Okay, so this story reads with an oppression of a woman, Begum John, and Ismat Chuktai. She celebrated the masterpiece Lihaf, and she analyzed the complete conceptualization of subjugation of women, oppression, neglect of female, each and every stuff. Okay, so they said in depth about the personal life of Begum John with the Nawab, and that's how it's been summarized. Okay, so if you see this, guys, this is how you need to read completely very fast. Okay, so come on, let's go for the very first question based on the passage. இதுல பாருங்க, which one of the following is the antonym of the word mercenary? First, சில பேருக்கு இல்ல, பல பேருக்கு we need to honestly confront that we guys are not so good in vocabulary. எல்லாருக்குமே எல்லா இங்கிலீஷ் வார்த்தையும் தெரியணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. But what you need to remember, if you take the word mercenary, I think this has been highlighted in the passage. பாருங்க, first, just by finding where the word mercenary, we need to somehow figure out what that word mercenary tries to convey in the given sentence. அப்ப பாருங்க, Chuktai criticizes the mercenary aspect of marriage that dehumanizes women. Okay, so just by looking at it, mercenary means it's a wrongful belief or ethics which dehumanizes women. Correct? So mercenary means it is being used in reference to a given person or an approach that is primarily concerned with making money at the expense of ethics. Okay, so that's how I can able to get a meaning of this word mercenary. And they are asking you, what is the antonym of the word mercenary? Antonym means nothing but the opposite. So possibly what could be the proper antonym of the term mercenary? Come on. Highlighted ku mercenary ku sambandhame illa, so I'll just rule out. The next one, it is lucid. Lucid means what? First of all, we need to know that meaning of the word lucid. Lucid means which is being expressed clearly. Lucid means which is being expressed clearly. So definitely this will also not be the most flexible option for this. And then refined bar. Refined also will not be an appropriate antonym, but altruistic. Altruistic, which means what? Altruistic means it is unselfish. Oh, mercenary is something which is oriented towards the selfish act, just for the name of tradition or ethics, whatever the case may be. The most opposite term for mercenary would be altruistic. That's it. Okay, so altruistic, நீங்க true அப்படின்னா true means what? Being loyal, honest. But altruistic means it's something against true. Altruistic means it is unselfish. Okay. And the next, which one of the following is the synonym of the word desolation that has been used in the context of the passage? So desolation, paranga, it's been again highlighted here. Yeah. So if you see this, just quickly try to read the passage. No, lies in the fact that Chipta does not leave Begum Jan in the state of complete desolation. Desolation means what? They're talking something lonely. In the state of complete desolation means lonely or sort of being alone. So from this, blindly I would say the option will be first. That is option 1. Desolation means loneliness. So உங்களுக்கு மீனிங் தெரியலனாலும் பரவாயில்லை, just by looking at the place where the term has been inserted, you can summarize it and get a wholesome idea. Okay, that's really important. And then next one, pick out the correct statement from the following. Come on. Next, third question, you need to pick out the correct statement. So Begum Jan was free to choose her partner in marriage. Definitely not. Nawab expressed interest in his wife's life. Definitely not. He didn't care about his wife, Begum Jan. And Chipta criticizes the mercenary aspect of marriage. Okay, we can able to consider this. And Chipta raises important questions on the evils of dowry system and bride burning. No, nowhere it is being mentioned. So the most ideal answer for this question, it would be option C. That is, Chipta criticizes the mercenary aspect of marriage. Okay, fine, all good. Next one, Polama. Come on, what for this one, guys? Idhukku enna answer? Because the incorrect statement from the given following. Yeah, so I need to find the incorrect one. நீங்க இவ்வளவு பெருசா இங்க படிக்கவே தேவையில்ல. Better not waste too much of time in reading all the 4 options. Fourth option பாருங்க. This is very straightforward that I would say this is definitely incorrect. Why? Because they simply said Begum Jan was very dear to the Nawab. Is that so? Definitely not. She was not so dear to the Nawab. The right answer, it's going to be option 4. Very good, Megha. Super. Next. Quickly, come on. So which one of the following can be inferred from the given passage? That is, under the garb of social norm and societal obligation, marriages as an institution often tends to oppress the participants involved. Okay. Marriage is a sacred institution across all communities which need to be questioned. And Begum John belonged to a financially poor family. And fourth one, it's going to be none of the above. So just by looking at the four, options, I think the first option, that is the, in which they're talking about the societal obligation and marriage as an institution, that would be more flexible point that can be inferred from the given passage. Yeah. So it's going to be option one. Option one. Yeah. Yes. Meghna said it is option three. I respect her answer, but I just want to give you a clarification. In a clarification, understand this carefully. No, see, in the third option, it is being clearly stated in the passage. Correcta? It's being clearly stated in the passage that Begum John, she belonged to a financially poor family. But question நீங்க நல்லா note பண்ணணும். They are asking you which one of the following can be inferred. Inferred அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா, கொடுத்திருக்கிற பேசேஜ்ல இருந்து உங்களுக்கு நீங்க புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது, which can be inferred means நீங்க புரிஞ்சுக்கப்பட்டது என்ன அப்படின்னு கேக்குறாங்க. If I want to literally translate in Tamil. Okay, did you get this? The question asks, to point out the statement which can be inferred from the given passage. Yeah. So if you see this option 3, that has been clearly stated in the passage. So we don't need to infer it. It's already given. We don't need to infer it. But option 1, we can infer it from the given passage. You're getting this, Meghna? Yeah. So that's a slight difference. Normally, people make a mistake here. Very good. Let's go for the next. So this is our next passage for you. Come on, completely go through it and make sure you go through it in a very, in a one single go. என்ன சார் ஒரே பெரிய பெரிய பேசேஜா இருக்கு, whether we can able to get குட்டி குட்டி பேசேஜ், is that possible அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, உங்களுடைய கடந்த கால காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன் கொஸ்டின்ஸ்லாம் பார்க்கும்போது நான் கொடுத்துருக்க கொஸ்டினே குட்டியாக தான் இருக்கு. ஓகே, ஸோ when it comes to TANCET exam, you will be given, mostly you will be given bigger passages only. You'll be given 3 or 5 paragraphs. Okay, so definitely you need to make sure that எவ்வளோ பெருசா இருந்தாலுமே you should not get frightened. You need to simply go for a casual read. That's important. Okay, சில பேர் ஐயோ இவ்வளோ பெரிய கொஸ்டினா, இது அட்டென்ட் பண்றதே ரொம்ப பெரிய டாஸ்க் ஆச்சு அப்படின்ட்டு they'll be simply leaving it and coming, but they'll not be getting the real fact that the more and more the question gets bigger, the more and more the solution gets smaller. நீங்க குவாண்ட்லயுமே நிறைய கொஸ்டின் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. when you are working out, the question will be much bigger, but the solution will not take not even more than 2 or 3 steps. Okay, so that's the inverse rule here. Question ரொம்ப பெருசா இருக்கும், it is inversely proportional to the size of the solution. Okay, so make sure you don't get it. You don't decide the toughness of the question based on the size. I hope this is visible, no? Terida. Yeah. And sharp 7:30 tonight, you'll be having the error spotting part 2. I hope the part 1 video was beneficial for a lot of the students. So, in line with the continuation of the part 1, I will be kickstarting with part 2, the error spotting part 2. I'm exactly at 7:30 p.m. Okay, 7:30 maniki will start. Okay, guys. So I'll not be reading this one this time. You just need to read it because I've already read it while compiling itself. Okay. நீங்க படிச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா let's quickly go for the questions part. Okay, come on. Yes, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. Meghna, font is really too small. In order to compile all the given passage in one single slide, அதனால மட்டுமே I just reduced the font actually. Yes, but I think if you can able to, if you're watching in phone, if you can able to keep it in a landslide option, it is fine. Landslide mode la vechingna it is fine. ஓரளவுக்கு தெரியுதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், but if you have any eyesight problem, definitely I cannot help you out. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. So questions போயிடலாமா? You guys done with the passage? Yeah, everybody will go for the question. Come on, guys. Just give me a green signal. Green signal கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா டக்குன்னு will go for the question. Okay, Ma, thank you. We'll go for the questions. Yeah, fine. So I hope you guys would have read the given passage here. First question என்ன கேக்குது பாருங்க. What is the specialty of the ultramarine blue plant? That's your first question. So if you go for the third paragraph, 1, 2 and 3 here, நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா You try to this, see this third paragraph. Here they have said, Chinese scientists ventured recently. They discovered an ultramarine blue plant that not only flowers throughout the year, but also changes color according to the air. So, the most flexible option for the very first one, it should be option 1. The ultramarine blue plant can change the color of the flower according to the air temperature. Yeah. So it's going to be option 1 for the very first question. Clear? Next one. Choose a synonym for the adjectives used in the passage describing Himalayas. So the adjectives that is being used for the passage Himalayas. Himalayas பாத்தீங்கன்னா என்ன adjectives use பண்ணிருக்காங்க for the passage for the word Himalayas. If you see, spectacular, awesome, majestic, breathtaking, stunning, magnificent. These are the adjectives that are used in the passage describing Himalayas. Apo one flexible option which I'll be giving for the given question should be amazing. Okay, so that should be the possible synonym for the given adjectives here. Okay, next one guys, come on. Miniature moonjack is the world's smallest dash species. What species it is? Miniature moonjack. If you want, again see make you see here. So miniature moonjack is actually a deer species. Yeah. So undoubtedly it is option 1. Option 1, deer species. Next one, the number of new species discovered per year in the Eastern Himalayas between 1998 and 2008 was how many new species has been discovered? So it is exactly option 35 new species has been discovered per year. Okay, from 98 to 2008, right? Easy. Let's go for the next last one. Why should 50,000 square kilometers of forest, grasslands and wetlands be protected and well connected? So they are talking about the species here. So undoubtedly it should be option 3. That is to help save globally threatened species. Okay? You're getting it, everybody? Yeah, all good. So let's go for the next passage. Come on, quickly. I think this passage is very small. Come on. Quickly, try to summarize this passage. Come on. Guys, this video, I think I'll be providing you some 2 or 3 more sessions for comprehension. Just take it as a spark. இப்படிதான் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்ற ஒரு lead which you can take it up from this session. Okay, in the session you can take it as a lead, but make sure நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி you need to practice at least 100 sets. minimum of 100 sets which you need to practice. Practicing means if you make error or if you make mistake also no problem while addressing the questions based on the passage for all the 100 sets, but make sure after making the error you try to rectify it. Okay, so after completing 100 sets a minimum, you need to make sure that the 100 and now first set you need to do all the 5 questions right within a time span of 5 minutes. That's really important. So நீங்க ரெண்டு முக்கியமா கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ணணும். You need to have 100% accuracy while addressing all the questions based on the passage. And the second important thing is doing it in time, within the given time. Okay, that's really important. Come on. So in the question paranga, it is very easy, I think. There are only two Americans stopping at a hotel. They did not know any of the people who passed on the stairs on their way to and from their room. The room was on the second floor facing the sea. It also faced the public garden in the war monument. There were big palms and green beaches in the public garden. In a good weather, they were always an artist with an easel. Artists liked the way the palms grew and the bright colors of the hotels facing the gardens of the sea. Italians came from a long way off to look at the war monument. It was made of bronze and glistened in the rain. It was raining. The rain dripped from the palm trees. Water stood in pools over the gravel paths. And the sea broke in a long time in the rain and slipped back down the beach to come up and break again in a long line in the rain. So the motor cars were gone from the square by the monument. Across the square in the doorway of the cafe, the waiter stood looking out at the empty square. Okay, this is one sort of a passage. Okay, we'll keep that. Let's try to go for the questions now. They're asking you where exactly the Americans staying in the hotel. Very simple, no? What will be the answer for this? The Americans were staying on the what will be the right option for this? You know the fact that the Americans were staying on the second floor. Okay, very simple. Next one. Which of the following things were not in front of the monument? Which was not in front of the monument? Come on, what for this one, guys? Definitely it is what? Cafe. Okay, across the square in the doorway of a cafe, waiter stood looking at the empty square. So cafe is something which was not in front of the monument. Other than sea, war monument, no, in front of the hotel you have war monument, garden and sea. But cafe is something which is not in front of the hotel. Next one. In good weather, who would you find in the garden? That's a question. In good weather, who would you find in the garden? It will be the artist. Yeah, that's what they have mentioned here. So artists like the way the palm grews, the bright colors of hotel facing gardens in the sea. Right? So undoubtedly it is artist who will be seen in the good weather. Here it has been mentioned, no? See, in good weather there was always an artist with the east with the sea sun. Okay, so artists will be seen in the good weather. Right. Next one, why did the Italians visit the place? Why did the Italians visit the place? Undoubtedly, it is option 1. They came to see the war monument. The Italians, they came to see the war monument, right? So in the more easier questions also you can expect. Okay, you can expect sort of this like questions as well. Okay, go for the next set. This is also there. No? Who was looking at the empty square from the doorway? Undoubtedly, it is. Excuse me. So who was looking at it? It is a waiter. Undoubtedly, it is a waiter who is looking at the empty square from the doorway. Okay, come on. Other Tiana passage you have here. Right in front of you. Come on, guys. What will be the case for this? So, Palestina, an old man with steel-rimmed spectacles and very dusty clothes sat by the side of the road. There was a pontoon bridge across the river, and cars, trucks, and men, women, children were crossing it. The mule-drawn carts staggered up the steel bank from the bridge, with soldiers helping to push against the spokes of the wheels. And the trucks ground up and away, heading out of it all, and the peasants plodded along in the ankle-deep dust, but the old man sat there without moving. He was too tired to go any further. That's a question, right? One simple sort of ஒரு poem மாதிரி இருக்கு. Okay, definitely சொல்றேன் இந்த மாதிரி questions உங்களுக்கு கேட்கவே மாட்டாங்க. So if you're having a lengthy sort of passage only, maybe to cool you off, I just compiled some two small, lesser words passage. But anyway, let's try to do this. Come on. What was the old man wearing? What was the old man wearing here? The old man was wearing steel-rimmed spectacles and very dusty clothes. Okay? Very simple. Next one. Mention those who crossed the bridge besides human beings. So who crossed the bridge besides human beings? It is the option C, carts and trucks. So carts and trucks, it crossed the bridges besides human beings, right? Next. Who were helping to push the mule-drawn carts? Undoubtedly, this option 4. Very good. The soldiers were pushing the mule-drawn carts. Yeah, good. And then the next. Where was the old man sitting? Old man was sitting. He's not sitting on the banks of the river. No, he's sitting by the side of the road. Yeah, it's already mentioned. The old man, he was sitting, sat by the side of the road. And the last question for today's session. Come on. What for this one? Why was he sitting? Why was he sitting exactly? Why was the old man sitting? Yeah, that's it. The old man was sitting because he was so tired that he couldn't go any further. Very good, Meghna. Super. So it's gonna be option three. That's it, guys. In the Madri, if you try to go through each and every passage and decode it and try to answer all questions right on the given comprehension, the reading comprehension part would be a cakewalk for you, undoubtedly. Okay, so try practicing lot more questions. Now I'll try to compile some of the interesting questions for the next 2 or 3 days, I guess. So we'll be doing that comprehension. And with that positive note, if anybody interested in getting a CAT subscription plus for you can use my discount code of KBI10 and get absolute 10% off. Don't forget to do like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel Unacademy CAT for MBA. And Mukyama, do not forget to press the bell icon and join the Telegram channel TANCET MBA. So signing off with this, hopefully we can see in the new video with some of the interesting questions. Thank you guys, and most importantly, Elra Maniki tonight we will be having spotting the errors. Okay, so spotting the errors will be part 2 will be handled today at 7:30 p.m. Stay tuned. Until then.